I decided I would say some words regardless of Tom's amazing speech. But I guess the biggest thing, I wanted to share a couple of my experiences and first start off how amazing this was. Like, I can't thank you all enough. And I guess my perception of police officers, probably like a lot of Americans, are like, oh, I just got pulled over, or look at that guy, you know, slowing down traffic or whatever. But that's where we mostly see that. And then, of course, the bad perception from news media. So I missed the first night, but the second night that we came to when we first started learning about drugs and looking at gang symbols and all this kind of stuff, I was like, really? They're telling us their secrets? And like, they're really sharing this with the citizens? Like, how are they going to get a leg up? And every week it was like, amazing things. Like, we got deep into what they do, and it just blew my mind. So thank you so much for putting it together and for all of the detail to it. Let's see here. Another one was active shooter. It gives me a huge respect. Like, I get tingles. I've told so many people about that being in MATC and how you guys are trained to be like the first responder, and if there's someone causing harm to someone, that you go in by yourself, and you know, minutes can save lives. So that really meant a lot to me. As you can see, I can't even hold my notes. Every class was well thought out and organized. High-risk traffic stops was pretty awesome, putting us in place and calling out people out of the car. Of course, I don't know if anybody else wanted to say, please get out of the car. Thank you. So it certainly is something to be drilled in. My mom told me to be polite, but not in that situation. And then, of course, my ride-along turned out to be quite eventful. My girlfriend Lori said so many times, she's like, text me from the donut shop, text me from the donut shop. And I'm like, Lori, they don't do that anymore. Like, we haven't talked anything about that. And unfortunately, we weren't at the donut shop. I almost wish that we were. I started off with Officer Trundle, and we did some routine stuff. But after that, like, it was one of the busiest nights of the year, I guess. And according to Officer Leahy, I learned a new saying. That night, the defecation was hitting the ventilation. The first time he said that, I had to think like to really get that. And then on the racetrack, Officer or Bomber actually told us about a donut trick, so you'll know why he's asking for treats tonight. He said if you have a powdered sugar donut, it's actually a part of the tool belt. So if you hold it up and you look through the hole and you can see the whole scene, you're actually standing too close, right? And then if it's holding up and the powdered sugar is actually coming at you, you're standing on the wrong side of the scene, so you should get on the other side. So it's really a tool. It's not just, and then also, one of the things that I also hugely respect during my debriefing for evening shift, Bomber and I was looking around the room, we were the oldest people in there. I'm 39. I'm not sure how senior you are.
37.
All of those folks were in their 20s. And it just blows my mind. One lady was 24 years old, and she's been on the force a couple of years. So, like, they're volunteering. They're giving their lives to keep us and our city amazing. Let's see here. A couple other things. Stick with me. And then I learned last week, definitely tongue-tied with the scenarios. I realized that it's not about the OC spray, the club, the gun, or the taser. It's really about the mouth and what you say to people. So you talk them down from whatever situation they are, so you don't have to go that far. We all know, I don't know what his name was for all of you, but Phony Baloney. Drinking John's brew was really sassing off. He was about to throw some haymakers, but we had to step it up and make sure we talked him down. But it was all about talking, and if you couldn't talk him through to his next step, then he might have grabbed the gun on the table, and then things are challenging. So I see Fitchburg police on the side of the road now, and I just want to pull over and, like, even on a routine traffic stop, just give you a high five. But
don't do that.
Weirded out if I pulled over and So I've met a lot of great people, a couple in my neighborhood, and other people around our great city. And I want to thank you all for participating with me, making it an awesome memory. And thanks again to all the officers for putting it together.